One more live on sportsbookreview.com. The Saints on the road to take on the Patriots. New England 3, 39.5 the total. Here's the big news. Boston Herald reporting Garoppolo starts and Brady will not play.
Yes. That being said, with New England, there's a lot of rumor. There's a lot of conjecture because Belichick does not talk about what he wants to do. The one thing that Belichick did say is that he wants to make sure that his game plan is in place. And he said this earlier in the week because these two teams have been doing joint practices against one another. And it's been physical and it's been nasty, and there have been those like little brawls that you always hear about in training camp. When you have teams that are working together in these joint practices and then they play one another, sometimes the hardest hitting comes in the practices, not in the games. And for Belichick, I want to read this quote. This is from last weekend. Quote, "We still have things we need to install. We still have a lot of situation work we need to cover. I know we'll be doing some of those things against New Orleans, so it'll be good to have already put it in, to have run it, and then run it against them rather than go out there and have that be the first time. A lot of times there is some ironing out to do. We will try to get some of that out of the way the first time or two, and then try to run it competitively." When you read between the lines there, and this is so much of preseason is deciphering coach speak. We'll talk a little bit about this in deep dive as well. But when I read between the lines there, I'm seeing Belichick saying, hey, this game matters. There's stuff we want to accomplish very real in terms of game plan and situational work. And the fact that we've been able to practice against New Orleans and then are going to run it against New Orleans is a good thing, not a bad thing. So
from the Tuesday session, Brady was 7 of 11.
Tom Brady's not going to go.
Huh?
I said, even though Brady's not going to go, I'm not convinced the Patriots are going to mail this in.
Yeah, sorry. But from the Tuesday session, Brady was 7 of 11 with an interception, 11 on 11. And Garoppolo was 7 of 15 with an interception. Brees was 21 of 25, and McCown was 3 of 6 with a pick. What do you do with those numbers?
Well, you don't make any. I pay zero attention to how many completions and a quarterback got in a training camp session, because what kind of routes were guys running? Were his receivers open, or was he trying to fit things in a tight coverage? I mean, it's pretty meaningless. But all the focus here is on New England. Oh, Brady's not going to play. Brady's not going to play. Well, guess what? Garoppolo has something to prove. And the Saints, Brees put up these huge numbers. I'm not convinced Brees is going to play at all in this game. We haven't heard that he is specifically. And if he plays, maybe a series, maybe two. Luke McCown, not likely to play much. The Saints know what they have as a starter and as the backup. Who's going to get the lion's share of playing time here is going to be Garrett Grayson. He's in his second year out of Colorado State. He basically had he had no playing time whatsoever last year. And Grayson's the guy who is going to have to cover the point spread for you if you're betting on the Saints. And the markets have been all over New England in this game. Open 4, now down to 3. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see 2.5s or 2s before kickoff, Paul. That being said, the Saints have been bet on in week 1 in the preseason. 4-1, their last 5 straight up and against the spread. That being said, last year under Peyton, they went 0-4 straight up and against the spread in August. And of course, that was the one loss after those 4 consecutive week 1, or opening week, I should say, preseason wins and covers for New Orleans.
As always, live on sportsbookreview.com. Football's finally here. More preseason coming up on tomorrow's show. Up next, deep dive, how to beat preseason, part 1 coming up, and the play of the day on SportsBit. Betting insight today on SBRpicks.com. Hey guys, for the full video, go to SBRpicks.com.
Hey, SportsBit viewers, you might want to tune into the MLB odds couples over Thursday, August. I don't know, maybe not, but I think that Mike Brenner and I are both coming off another big profitable day each. Both of us. That makes, 2 or 3 days in a row. Each of us, something like that.
It's not a big surprise.
I don't know what's going on, but I really would advise you to tune into today's show, MLB Odds Couple.
Absolutely. And say hello to Teddy and Pauly for us also. There's some good fellas right there.